Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. And if you were expecting my regular Tuesday Pine Pass video, well, I'm sorry, this isn't it. That video will happen tomorrow. We're currently just taking a look at a live stream city that I've been working on in live streams on Twitch. If you didn't know I stream on Twitch, I do, twitch.tv/Vainglorious Gaming, and I feature a lot of Cities Skylines over there. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I am here to talk to you today. I'm not even really going to play the game. Instead, I want to take a look at the trailer and also something else that dropped today. And first thing I want to look at the trailer for just reaction stuff. I don't want to get too much into speculation because let's be honest. As the trailer itself says, not actual gameplay. A lot of times, game studios, especially game publishers, will hire a completely independent company and they'll be given a broad range of topics and says, here, we want you to create a trailer in this theme. Here's kind of what our early stuff looks like in the game. Make a cinematic for us. And that company will go with those talking points and things that they want to hit. And sometimes create it in a completely different engine, a completely different group of assets, things that may not even wind up being in the final game. We've seen it time and time again. So I don't want to go too far down the speculation route because of what we're seeing here. However, the next thing we're going to look at, I am fine with speculating on. But in the trailer, one of the cool things I've noticed that I haven't really seen anybody point out is maybe, and again, this is just speculation and guessing, but we have clearly, those are power lines. You can see some of them might be water, but you can see there's some copper and some things like that in those, and they run up straight into that light pole. And that'd be kind of cool if the game has just built-in electric roads or underground utilities now, and we don't have to rely on power lines. I mean, I'm just looking. I don't see a power line anywhere in any of this desert. There are later power lines going from building to building, representing those connections, and that's all well and good, but I think it's a possibility that we would have that. Also, backing up, there's traffic cones, road closed. And we have later in the trailer, right around here as we go across this bridge, we have clearly construction workers and traffic cones again. One of the things, and then as this goes up, we see the cranes moving. One of the things I miss from the old SimCity was when you would plop down a road, you would draw it in, but then it would kind of, a little construction crew would just kind of like ghost in, lay the road, and then kind of ghost back out of existence. And it was kind of a neat little touch. It'd be kind of cool if Cities Skylines 2 was going to have that. I don't know if it will or not, because I don't know anything. But I kind of continue to pick up on that because now here, as we go through this segment, we've got a highway being built in the sky above us. Kind of cool. And there it finally connects. We've got really detailed cafes. We've got the ability to have the trees on the sidewalk and planters. You see bollards and just all kinds of signage. A stand there, waste receptacles, a mail bin, all kinds of, there's even like a little newspaper and a little advertisement there, all kinds of stuff that if it makes it to the final game would be awesome. But again, we have no idea if this is even in the same engine as the game is going to be in or not. I hope it is because it's beautiful. One of the things that I want to touch on here is I think we're going to have the city have more of a visual response than even other responses to city services and the lack thereof. Here we see, a lot of graffiti, things are run down. There's trash all over the place. Not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. Of course, we then go over another block and everything's nice and clean. And there's lots of benches and things like that. And then we get into high rises. And then we get into rain. And then later in the trailer, which this is all just, there you can see the power lines that I was talking about going between. We go into an area that has a really cool harbor. And that's awesome. But this is the one area. Yeah, snow, that's awesome. We're going to talk more about this, but we go through 4 seasons. Bam, right there. We went through at least 3 seasons. And then, of course, we see buildings building up, and we see all kinds of assets and things like that. I seriously doubt that this is reflective of any type of the gameplay. Though if it has ray tracing, that'd be awesome. I swear that's the cop car from GTA 5. No, it's not. Never mind. Now that I look at it closer. But it looked like it was the cop car from GTA 5. Just for a second. And that taxi looks like a Pontiac. I'm not going to get enough of a close view on it, but that looks like a Pontiac. But yeah, we've got more construction taking place and birds. People saying, no, Chirpy's coming back. Sure, whatever. People are speculating about custom bridges. Maybe. That's all well and good. By the way, I don't like the new logo. I get that there's the C and the S, but I don't like the font. I don't like the new logo. But yes, wish list it down. Go do it. What I want to look at and what I really want to talk about is over in my other Chrome tab. And that would be this list from, what is this? trueachievements.com. I first saw someone in my own community Discord server, the Vainglorious Discord, link in the description down below, mention a link to this. And then later I saw an article linking to this at another site talking about the achievements. And I think there's some things here that give us some definite clues as to what is to come. Of course, my first chitty bang bang. Basic, residential, commercial, industrial, water, electricity. That's nothing really good. Inspector, each individual info view panel. So we already have that. Happen to be a service, create a district and assign a city service to that district. So that's kind of our first clue. Obviously, districts are going to still exist, but one of the things we've often had problems with in Cities Skylines is that a fire truck from all the way across the map will respond to a fire, and it takes them forever to get there, and a building burns down when there was a fire station just down the road. And that's always frustrating. There are mods that allow you to have city services locked to specific districts, and it sounds like that might just be a feature of Cities Skylines 2. Assign a city service to the city district. Yeah, cool. Reach enough milestones to unlock all city services in a single city. We'll talk more about milestones in a minute, but I'm kind of curious what that's going to be. Unlock each building available in the base game. Cool, whatever. Reach population 100,000. Pretty basic again. This one is one that caught my eye, though. Have 20 active transport lines. Not just passenger, though, or cargo lines. And what I'm wondering is if Cities Skylines 2 isn't going to solve another problem that we've had that we've tried to manage with mods. We've always been able to assign passenger lines for rail, for subways, for boats, and all kinds of stuff where we can actually lay out our stops and make a line. But cargo, not so much. So you can wind up having an industry on one side of the town, your factories on the other side of town, and you've built warehouses with the goods you need over by the factories. But when they need the goods, the one all the way across town with your animal products or whatever drives all the way across town, leaves your factory not producing anything for a while, and it's frustrating. So I'm wondering if we're not going to get the ability to, on warehouses or industries or something, indicate that this product that this building is producing is going to go to these places and be able to finally, codify that just in the base game. It'd be kind of cool. Also, hailstorms are coming. So we're getting more dynamic weather. In addition to the seasons, of course, tornado, forest fire, normal stuff. City produces with only renewables. Awesome. Build any airport, which makes it sound like there's going to be multiple airports. There's going to be signature buildings, and you can get an achievement for building 5 of them. Now look at this. Unlock 150 map tiles in a single city. Currently, the base game, there's 81 tiles in the map, of which we can do a 5x5 grid. Originally, I think it was just like a 3x3 grid. Is it still that way? I don't know. I've played with mods for so long. I'm not certain. But I know originally it was a 9x9 grid. And then I'm pretty sure it went to 5x5 that you can unlock. But somebody tell me in the comments how wrong I am about that. But look at this. 150 map tiles to be unlocked in a single city. Kind of blows 81 tiles well out of the water. So that is That is exciting. I've seen a lot of speculation based on the trailer that the maps look like they might be huge, and I think this kind of confirms it. Yeah, sure, maybe the tiles are smaller, but still 150 of them. They'd have to be half the size to have maps that are the same size. So I think we're going to see really cool, really dynamic maps, and I'm excited for it. We've got policies. We've got different district styles. In a single city, assign different policies, assign a policy to a district. 1,000 citizens, average happiness again. This one I'm kind of interested in. Follow a citizen's life path from childhood to old age. And what I'm hoping is that, because right now you can click on a sim, but as soon as you click on anything else, that little info view box goes away for that sim. And it can be really hard to track them back down again, if not impossible in big cities. I'm hoping that we'll have a way that we, like I used to do in Banished, I could like pin one of the residents and just kind of follow their life. And just as I'm playing the game and telling the story of the town, also we could simultaneously follow the story of an individual. And I think that would be incredible. And that's the kind of storytelling I want to get into, of following these people, observing what they're doing and try to figure out what their story is. So if there's going to be like an info view that lets us like pin somebody or just add them to I hate to use the word tracker, but a tracker of some sort in the game, I think that would be awesome. Listen to 2 different radio stations around the clock each. I guess 24 hours each for each one. I don't know. Use the editor to make an asset of anything other than map. Make a map. Unlock 50 map tiles. So obviously we already know that they're 150. There are going to be at least 20 milestones. I'm guessing probably the last mile marker, and the fact that it's a pretty high number of achievement points to it being kind of an in-game thing. So probably 20, maybe more, but probably 20. 10 signature buildings in one city, which is kind of cool. It sounds like the buildings that we can get now, the unique buildings. But the fact that build 10 of them to get this and not build all 10 makes me think, this is the word all, is it right here? That there's more than 10. This one is earlier. You may recall I mentioned that we were seeing the effects of crime, or at least I speculated that we were seeing the effects of crime and lack of proper garbage collection in an area in the trailer. And I'm wondering if something like the rat infestation won't come along with that. If you don't have proper sewage, or if you don't have proper trash pickup, things like that, if you could trigger a rat infestation, or is it maybe just a totally random disaster that can happen, which will sicken your citizens? I don't know. However, seasons experience all 4 seasons, but by building a city in a climate with a snowy winter. So there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, 4 seasons confirmed. Our cities are going to go through seasons. However, and again, going on speculation here, the fact that it says experience all 4 seasons by building in a climate with a snowy winter makes me think that certain map types aren't going to experience all 4 seasons. Very tropical regions, sure, they have a summer, fall, winter, and spring, but there's not a huge variation in their weather. Whereas in other places you live, they are very distinct seasons. So I'm wondering if, a tropical map in Cities Skylines 2 won't just kind of pretty much stay the same. Whereas maybe something, that's more towards the Aurora Borealis might actually experience all 4 seasons. And the only way you can get that is on a map that has a climate that gets a snowy winter. Very exciting to think about that. Not only the seasons, but also the fact that different cities will be able to experience the seasons in different ways. That I think is cool. This, again, just a confirmation, or at least speculation, that we'll be able to do cargo lines. Spiderwebbing. This one kind of cracks me up. Have at least 1,000 citizens and an average happiness rating of 25%. So make them miserable. Yeah, this one can be kind of challenging. A city attractiveness rating. If city attractiveness works the way it does now, with just 1,000 cities, that'll be a tough one to get, but it's not worth a massive amount. So I don't know. 20% of the population. Look at this. Use photo mode to take a screenshot. So photo mode confirmed in the game. I mean, again, this is an official Xbox Game Pass list of achievements. Whether it was meant to be leaked, I don't know. But it's out. We know their values. They all add up to 1,000, which is pretty typical for a new game. So we've got photo mode coming, which, if done right, especially for me as a content creator, I think could be really cool. Especially if it kind of replaces some of the things that current mods do, like City Planner Plays with his incredible cinematic city tours. This might just be able to replace that and make it even easier. I don't know. Have a total loan of at least $200,000 in a single city. Nothing really new there. 10 parks in a single city. Nothing really new there. 100 trees or bushes and landscaping tool in a single city. Nothing really new. Have buildings from all 4 zone types, so that's not really all that new. But what I'm wondering is if they haven't done away with density in residential and commercial, because right now we have high and low residential, high and low commercial, then office and industrial. That's 6. But this says all 4, making it sound like that's inclusive. I wonder if it hasn't gone back to the way SimCity used to work in the day, that the density depends on what type of road you put it on. I hope not, because it's going to make it really difficult to respect road hierarchy. Unless, of course, there are 2-lane roads that allow high density. I don't know. Again, just pure speculation on my part that would be a limitation. But the fact that they're saying just all 4 zone types, kind of curious. It also makes me worried that we're not going to have true mixed zone uses. So like commercial down on the bottom, commercial down on the bottom floor with residential on the top floors. Yeah. Bulldoze total of 1,000 buildings, easy to do if you get a tornado. Have 10,000 treated clinics or hospitals, have about 10,000 tourists, and build all unique city service buildings. So it sounds like, we've got things like that Doomsday Vault that came with, I think, disasters, that just ups the capacity of all of your disaster shelters in the town. This makes it sound like maybe we're going to be getting some more things along that line, because it's unique city service buildings. Unless it's just poorly worded and they mean just build all city service buildings. I don't know. City service. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. But anyways, I found this right here on True Achievements. You can check it out if you want. I also saw an article about it on PC Gamer. That's where I originally saw everything about it. And as we're back in the city of Lost Crews to wrap things up, like I said, I really hope that you're excited for the Cities Skylines news that we've gotten this week. And I'd like to know your thoughts about it all. Jump down to the comments down below and let me know if there's anything you picked up from the trailer or from the achievements that maybe I overlooked. I'd love to hear about it so we can talk about it in the comments. And even better, come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server. We have a dedicated Cities Skylines channel there, and I'm sure that will just continue to be a big hit with my community. We have a lot of people who play Cities Skylines. In fact, this Friday, you can check out a new series I have where a friend and I are going to build a city together, kind of in the spirit of 5B1C, but it's just 2 of us. But we are going to be building the city, and the very first episode of that premieres on Friday. Of course, tomorrow is my normal Pine Pass and the winter build that I've been doing and enjoying far more than I expected to. So I do have a lot of City Skylines content here on my channel. If you're new, if you manage to just land here by some magic of search engine optimization, feel free to get subscribed, become part of the community. We would love to have you. I will be playing City Skylines for as long as City Skylines exists. I can promise you that right now, because I've been playing city builders since the very first SimCity when it was a DOS game. So that should tell you my commitment to the genre right there. But yeah, we would love to have you. And of course, like I mentioned at the very outset of the video, I also stream City Skylines fairly often on Twitch. I am a variety gamer though, so you will see both here on YouTube and on Twitch videos from other games. So just full disclosure, you may occasionally see something you're not interested in on my channel. And I hope if you get subscribed, you'll just remain subscribed and just not watch the videos you're not interested in. That would be the best thing. But yeah, and then of course I do have a second channel on YouTube that's all of my live stream VODs. So if you happen to miss one, you can catch them in 1440p, 60 frames per second. And that is in the link in the description down below. So once again, I am excited for Cities Skylines 2. We don't have a release date yet, but man, oh man, I really hope it lands this year. and I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to share it with you, learn all the new ins and outs and tricks and tips, and just continue our stories, especially if we're going to be able to track Sims in some way from childhood to old age and actually see what their individual stories are like. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, I could ramble on and on for hours. I've done that enough. So, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.